Alright guys, now I would like us to look briefly at VI and Emacs. Okay. VI is a default editor that comes with your Ubuntu. Okay. So it comes with your Linux interface, your operating system. It's a default text editor. Alright. And we also have the other one called Emacs. So Emacs is not a default editor. You will have to first install Emacs for it to be functional in your, for example, your Ubuntu software. Okay, so you have to make sure Emacs is installed. All right. So VI, like I said, is the default editor that comes with Linux operating system automatically. So I will just quickly show you how to briefly access it and exit it. All right. So this link, you can just look at copy this link. So this is where you have to you get the major commands that concerns VI. All right. Personally, like probably on your own, you choose one of them. You have to get to a point where you choose one of them, whether you will be sticking with using Emacs or you prefer using VI. Personally, I prefer using Emacs more than VI. So everybody have their own tastes, different tastes. Okay. So although I realize most people are using VI, I don't know why, because they see Emacs as being complex in a way, whereas Emacs is not complex at all. Like Emacs is actually fun, okay? So just see me like I'm an advocate for Emacs. So that kind of thing. So Emacs has a lot of features that I believe VI doesn't have. And it's just that sadly most people don't really know much. Even those people that are using VI, they actually don't know much about VI more than just maybe copying and pasting, then save and exit. That's the major thing they usually do. They can't do more than that. But on Emacs, like probably VI too has all those features though, but most people don't really like can't sit down and go through all this stuff or reading all this stuff and then practicalizing it. But me personally, when Emacs was the very first thing I learned before VI. And from my assessment of Emacs, like, man, it has a lot of features, like interesting features. I will show you where you can learn it easily because I also noticed that it is very hard when I initially started learning Emacs. It was very hard for me to find tutorial, a good tutorial material, nor tutorial video. Then I later discovered there is a very good resource of tutorial that is inbuilt in the Emacs itself. So that's where we even teach you Emacs better and whether you even enjoy Emacs. All right. So I'll first start with VI because it's the default editor. So for VI, you don't need to install it in your Ubuntu. It already comes with your Linux operating system automatically. All right. So now let me go to my terminal. So I'm in my Ubuntu terminal now. So let me just create. So we're going to create files. All right. So let's create two files. So I can create empty files, storage. Let me say this is file one. Okay, so file one. So you know those stuff we used to do with echo. Okay, all those echo stuff we've been doing. Remember, I've talked about echo several times in the shell navigation aspects. Okay, so echo is kind of limited in a way, like, and it's very slow. You can't put a lot of content or a long article, that kind of thing. You can't put an article with an echo command. All right, so this is where text editors comes in. Okay, especially when it comes to coding. When you start doing C programming or the likes, you need a text editor. You won't need echo at all. Echo can't even do shit at all in that aspect. Okay, so you really need to know VI or Emacs, then choose the one you like best. So I'll start with the VI. So for me to enter the text editor of VI, I'll just say VI file one, that is VI, the name of the file, then hit your enter key. So this is how the VI interface looks like. All right, so this is like the first line. So I can just be like, I love coding. Oh, where is the I? Okay, good. So I love. Before I even start inputting stuff, like you need to know two things. That to operate VI, we have two modes. We have the command mode and we have the insert mode. Okay, so to access the insert mode, you first click your letter I keyboard. Okay, so that was what I actually did first for me to be able to write what I'm writing. If I didn't click letter I first, I won't be able to type anything. Okay, so letter I is the insert mode. You can see the notation below here to show you, okay, you are now in the insert mode because I've clicked letter I in my keyboard. So for me now on, I can choose to be writing whatever I want to write. Okay, so I'm just writing random text now. Alright, I think this is enough. So just on and on, you can even copy and paste the long article here. Okay, so once you are done with whatever write-up you want to make here, then the next thing for you, you can actually navigate with you can use your arrow down, arrow up button to move around. You understand? So it's kind of like you can use that also. So once you are done with all your write-up, then you want to save and exit and go back to your normal share terminal. So to do that, you have to then switch from your insert mode to your command mode. So to enter inside the command mode of Emacs, you click escape, your escape key. I think most escape key are in the top left side of your keyboard. So you'll see ESC, meaning escape. So click that key in your keyboard. So which I just did now. You can see the insert mode is no longer showing here. So now I'm in my command mode, right? And to save and exit in Emacs is you have to put your column. Watch this down part. Okay, so I hold my shift key and click on the column. Then I will type WQ. So that's the command in saving and exit. I think it's inside the material also. Let's just quickly check that. Okay, so to exit in VI, so there are different styles of exiting. So this WQ, it will save the file and exit it at the same time. Okay, so it's just like save and exit together, not just exiting or just saving. So there are also many other features of it. Okay, so back to my terminal. So I've typed the column and WQ. So the next thing to do is to click enter. Okay, so I've saved and exit that file. So let's see what is inside that file using our cards. So file 1, you can see. So imagine using Echo to type something like this. It will be very stressful. Like it will take a lot of time to be doing stuff like this with Echo. So that's why text editors make life very easier. Alright, so this is just a rundown of how to use VI. Alright, so don't forget VI has two modes. You have the command mode and the insert mode. So start typing your text inside your VI. You have to go to the insert mode. How can you go to the insert mode? Just click your letter I key on your keyboard. It will take you to the insert mode. Then you can start typing whatever you want to type. Once you are done with the typing or pasting whatever thing you want to paste, then you have to switch back to the command mode. To go to the command mode, click on the escape key of your laptop. So the escape button, click on it, then put your save and exit, okay, or run any other command mode commands that you might have read about VI. I don't really like VI much because it looks like an old version way. The interface looks too old to me. So me, I prefer Emacs anyway. So now let's dive to Emacs. Now Emacs is another like a kind of like a third-party editor made for Linux. And if you even notice realistically safe, something like that, you will know that it is more modified in a way and it looks. Yeah, I'm praising Emacs because you guys need to know how to use Emacs by force. It's actually fun though. Okay, so the same process. Let me just create another file. So let me say if this is file 2. Okay, so this is file 2. Then I can enter it by saying Emacs file 2. It will take me to my Emacs editor. So this is how Emacs interface looks like. I see how it looks like a plain text interface, like a Microsoft Word kind of plain interface. Not all these dots you'll be seeing in VI. Then you can just start typing your story stuff, your storybook. And just maybe copy and paste some long text here. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So you just put all your random text or whatever you want to accomplish. Okay, so all those things, all those readme that we've been doing in GitHub, for example, all those echo that we've been using to be creating all those short sentences. You can also use all these editors without using those echoes. Okay, so this is a very good option also. So majorly you will use more of this for C programming. All right. So once you are done with whatever content or text you want to put in your Emacs, usually in Emacs, it's always good to leave an empty line. After you are done with your major line, just leave one more empty line. Make sure there's nothing below it anymore. Like something like this now. You can see how here is blinking. So always leave that empty line. It's a good practice in a way. All right. So for me to save in Emacs, I'm just going to hold my control key. Then I click X. It has saved like that. Oh, sorry, rather it's going to be um Control X and Control S. Okay, so I just type Control X now. You can see this notation below here. CX. This capital letter means you hold the Control key on your keyboard. Then tap letter X. Then again, I'm going to need to hold Control key again and tap letter S this time around. So it has saved the file like this. Okay, so to save a file on Emacs is Control X, Control S. So that's the command. That's how you are going to type it. So you hold Control and type X. Also hold Control again and type S. All right, so we've saved it. So for me to exit this interface entirely, so exiting this interface, I'm going to say Control X, Control C. So I'm going to hold what I did here. I held my control and I type X, then I held the control again and I type C. So that's how to save and exit. I mean, that's how to exit rather. Okay, so to save was Control X and Control S together. Okay, so let's do ls. So we have file 2. Now, usually Emacs has this stuff. You will see this stuff in most Emacs files. Okay, what it means is that it's just trying to store a copy of this your file just in case you lose this your file. Okay, so it's trying to help you restore or copy some kind of file in a way. Like even for example, even if I forgot to save my file while I'm in my text editor, maybe my system off or I mistakenly close the terminal, you can still come back and you'll be able to see a saved auto copy. It also, okay, yeah, it auto saves. So you see auto save version of it to show in your list. So you can see the advantage of Emacs also. The VI, I very much doubt VI has that feature. So there are other many features that's inside this Emacs that you need to just learn. All right. So let's say cat file 2. Let's see what's inside the cat. You can see this is actually what is inside. All right. So let's just say cat also. Let's say cat file 2 and this stuff. That's the saved version to see what is there. Okay, we can't actually see it because it should not really be in our major list here. All right, but if we do Emacs file 2 stuff, we're going to surely see that. Okay, so but at the same time now, it's always kind of like good to get rid of this stuff since you know you still have your file 2. So let's just move that other file to and that symbol. So ls. So we have our normal 2 files here. Okay, so just that's how to use Emacs and VI. But first, if you've not installed Emacs, this is a step you have to first take. First type this command sudo apt install, then hit your enter key. Wait for all the installation process to go on. If my Emacs a question, do you want to continue? Type Y and click enter. Okay, then to still continue. All right. Then once you are done with that installation, then type again sudo apt install Emacs, then click enter. Then to now start the installation of Emacs for you. So once the installation is complete, you will, when for you to know any installation is complete, you get to see this your username shown back again. So you have to wait till you see your username that is showing like this. Alright, that's when you'll be sure that every process has been completed. Alright, so you just have to be patient while it's loading. So once you've installed the you've done that first process, do this second process. So that's the end. Emacs will be installed. Now let me talk about the tutorial of Emacs. Like I said in VI, I think this is the major good tutorial when it comes to VI, of knowing all the major important commands that you will need for VI. Okay, but for Emacs on, the best material and best resource I could find and used, and I enjoyed it very well, is the Emacs tutorial itself, the inbuilt tutorial. So let's go there. I'll just type Emacs to take me to kind of like their introductory information page. So if you notice here now, they said Emacs tutorial. So to access this Emacs tutorial, you have to hold your control, which is C, hold your control key, then tap H in your keyboard. After you tap H, then tap T. But this time around, when you're tapping T, you have to remove your hand from the control. Okay, so that's just how Emacs right up usually looks like. So when you see C-H, it means hold your C and tap H. But when you see a normal letter like this, it means tap only that letter. Okay, so you can see it exits Emacs CXCC, which was what we did when we exit Emacs that time. So we held our control and tap X, and I held my control and I tap letter C. It exits Emacs for me. So let me go to the Emacs tutorial. I'm going to hold my control shape and I will tap letter H. I've done that now. You can see, look below, you see CH. Then now what is left for me to tap is T. So I'm just tap only T. You can see that take me to the Emacs tutorial. So now from this Emacs tutorial, just patiently calm down and be reading each of these sentences there. Each of all these sentences there are the actual tutorial. This one is a practice. As you are reading, you are practicing it. So that's one of the sweetest part of this tutorial. As you are reading it, you are practicing it at the same time. Okay, so just calm down and be reading each sentence as if you are reading a normal textbook. If you get, it will be showing you the percentage of how far you've read. So I think if you've read to like 60% of this article, forget, you are already done. Like, you are a guru in Emacs. Okay, so that's how the content of tutorial is not much at all. Like, it's not much, but you will really enjoy it. Why? You can see this percentage part. So if you watch this percentage, if you get to like 60% of the, I think 64 or thereabout, 64, you will know that you are done and dusted with Emacs. And once you understand Emacs, if you are looking at the video, you will just be using, you'll be like that kind of thing. Yeah, it may sound quite funny, but yeah, you will really get it if you really flow well. All right, so just focus on this material, be reading each of them. As you're reading it, each of them is coming with a practice, so they will tell you what to do at different points in time. So be attempting it by yourself so you can be seeing them in action. Okay, so let me exit this page now. So for me to exit, as usual, I'm going to hold my control and click X, then hold my control again and click C. Okay, so I think this is the rundown of Emacs and VI. So let me know in your comments section below which of them do you prefer. If it's VI, if it's Emacs, let me know.